and you're left constantly hungry, battling cravings, and feeling guilty every time you have a normal meal out with your family. You're tired of the struggle. You're tired of feeling like you have to choose between having a life and having results. You want real women, real results, not another crash diet that leaves you starting over every Monday morning. All that effort you put into training is being undermined by a nutritional plan that is stressful and simply not built for your body and not built for your fat loss goals. So we saw this problem many a times. We see this problem consistently, and we know that we have to step in. Welcome to Real Women, Real Results, the podcast where we go beyond the reps and dive into what it really takes to live a stronger, healthier, and more confident life. I'm your host, Jamie Revelle, women's fitness expert and founder of W3 Body Women's Training Gyms in Chicagoland. Each week, we'll bring you real stories, expert insights, and the tools you need to create real results. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Real Women, Real Results. I want to talk to you about a secret frustration I hear from women all the time. It goes something like this. You're the type of woman who shows up. You don't skip your workouts, you put in that work, you get up early or you stay late after work, you hit the gym, and you crush your workouts. But you look in the mirror or you try on your favorite pair of jeans and you realize nothing is changing. You feel stuck. You feel defeated and you wonder, am I just not working hard enough? You start doubling up your workouts, but that's not the key to success. You're missing a piece of the puzzle, and I'm here to tell you the missing link to your fitness and fat loss goals is not more cardio, it's nutrition. So, what do we do when we realize that it's nutrition? Typically, what I see without guidance or the proper knowledge, people jump on diet roller coasters. So 1 minute it's high fat keto, the next it's intermittent fasting, the next it's severe calorie restriction, which is never great. And your energy levels definitely don't love that. It could be anything from high carb, low carb, no carb. So I know there's so much information out there, and we spend hours scrolling, confused by a million conflicting reviews and rules. And you're left constantly hungry, battling cravings, and feeling guilty every time you have a normal meal out with your family. You're tired of the struggle. You're tired of feeling like you have to choose between having a life and having results. You want real women, real results, not another crash diet that leaves you starting over every Monday morning. All that effort you put into training is being undermined by a nutritional plan that is stressful and simply not built for your body and not built for your fat loss goals. So we saw this problem many a times. We see this problem consistently, and we know that we have to step in. So from time to time, we run this nutrition challenge, and that is the whole reason why we created it. So it's 5 weeks. It used to be 6 weeks, but that 6th week is like a refeed week. So really, the bulk of it is 5 weeks. And it's not a restrictive fad diet. It is not a tight meal plan that everyone has to stick to, even though they might not like chicken, for example. It's not that. Think of it as your simple, supportive roadmap to finally understanding food and feeling amazing. So for 5 weeks, we take the guesswork away. We give you the structure and guidance you need to build sustainable habits, teaching you how to eat for energy, how to curb those cravings, and how to fuel your body specifically as a woman, and again, specifically for your fat loss goals, so that as you're working hard and as you're strength training, you see results and you see that it's worth it. And you're also not going to lose muscle in the meantime, which is really important. It's the clarity that you've been searching for, wrapped up in a supportive program that keeps you accountable. So again, we've seen this time and time again with women who come in, and the last thing that I want is for someone to come in with all of these hopes and dreams, and I tell them how much strength training is going to help, but also how nutrition is really important as well. But let's focus on one thing at a time. So we get them focusing on the strength side of it, but we've got to, at some point, we have to add that other piece, because if not, what's going to happen is that people, if they don't have the knowledge or the resources, they get frustrated and then they start blaming their workouts, or they start overdoing it, or they just quit because they're like, this isn't worth my time. When in fact, it is worth your time. There are so many other benefits to, of course, strength training and being active. But if you have those specific goals, such as fat loss, and you you want to achieve them, you've got to add that other piece in, especially if you just don't know. That's what's so key about structure and the programs that we offer in our semi-private training is that, yes, they're great strength training workouts, but it's also the guidance and the structure of just showing up, taking out the guesswork, taking out the planning aspect, and just having the plan created for you. And now all you have to do is show up and then we help you execute it. So that's similar to what this is. It's giving you that structure. So imagine this transformation. Picture yourself 5 weeks from now. You're not hungry. You're waking up with energy. Your clothes are fitting better. More importantly, you know how to eat. You're walking into the chaos of the holiday season, those big meals, the parties, feeling strong, confident, and completely in control of your choices. You are no longer dreading November. You are welcoming it with your new, healthier self. The challenge starts October 20th and wraps up right before Thanksgiving, meaning you achieve your health goals before the biggest eating day of the year. So, I want to give you some quotes I want to give you some more information about the challenge. So let's break it down a little bit so that you know what it is. The challenge is all about teaching participants how to eat right for their goals. We calculate your personal calorie needs and break down your daily protein, fat, and carb targets to help you hit fitness and fat loss goals. So each week we focus on one key habit. If you know much about like habit stacking, there's so much research and information out there about how if you try to tackle everything at once, you're way more like 80% more likely to fail. So that's why we don't tackle it all at once, right? As I just mentioned, when you first come in, let's get you moving. Let's tackle that strength training piece, and then let's get your nutrition in check. So we want to focus on one key thing. And each week builds off of the prior week. So once you can tackle that, great. Now let's add the next component. And we teach you all of these things so that later, after the challenge, it's not a fad diet type of thing. You come back to doing it again if you need to. Let's say in the future, you've been following a really good plan and you've been feeling really good, but you fall off a little bit. Or next year during the holidays, you're like, oh man, I indulged way too much. Like I need to lean out a little bit. Okay, great. You have the tools and resources. You know exactly what to do. You're going to know that they worked the first time and that it was doable and it made sense. And it is something that you can do longer term. So it's like, just get yourself back in check, pull these tools out of your tool belt and make it happen. So each week we focus on one key habit. We'll provide resources and a mini challenge so that you can master that habit before moving on to the next one. By the end of the 5 weeks, you'll have top tools in place to reach your goals. So you'll receive new information every Sunday through a video and an email. And then you'll also be invited to participate in a private Facebook group. And that's just really nice for extra support and sharing ideas for snacks and things like that. So participants can generally expect to lose 5 to 9 pounds if your goal is fat loss. If not, then we'll adjust your calorie intake as needed. So it's just something that we can work together on. Pricing is $119 for non-members, and our members get 25% off. So it's about $89. And the extra perk that we're including this time are optional example meal plans for you, tailored to any food restrictions that you have or anything like that. So again, this isn't a meal plan type of diet, but my goal with that is just to give you some ideas of, okay, if you should be eating 1,500 calories and X% of that should be from protein, what does that look like in a day? You might not have any idea. Or you might just be like, what's protein? Which is fine. Then you should definitely do this challenge. You're going to learn so much. And it can truly be game changing. So I want to share a couple testimonials. First one was the other day I was coaching a session, and one of the members who did the last one a few months ago was telling another member who was thinking about it. She's like, I still use it. So that's a perfect example of me saying that you can pull those tools whenever you need to. She's pulled them and continued to use them because she knows it works and it holds her accountable, which is fantastic. Another member, I posted it in our Facebook group and she said, is it weird to want to do it again? I learned so much and it has significantly changed how I think about food. Totally worth it. And here's a longer testimonial from one of the members who did it the total first time about a year and a half ago. And she said, okay, so let's just rip off the Band-Aid. 48 years old, perimenopausal, none of my old weight loss tricks or programs were working to get rid of a stubborn 6 or 7 pounds that I wanted to lose. I saw W3's post for a nutrition challenge and I figured, why not? This challenge was a big wake-up call for me. I wasn't eating enough protein, and I was eating way too much sugar. I stuck to the program for the prescribed 5 weeks, and I lost 12 pounds. And I'm telling you, this person who wrote it, and I didn't get permission to say their name, so I won't, but this person's tiny. So the fact that she lost 12 pounds is pretty incredible. Bigger than the weight loss, I have made some big dietary changes that I have stuck with since the challenge ended in late May. So again, this was last year in 2024. Protein is a must every day. Sugar and alcohol are not my friends. Yes, I have a visit with them once or twice a week, but I'm very selective about when I have them, how much, and why. I am sleeping better. I'm recovering much quicker from my W3 workouts and runs, and all around, I just feel good. My mood is more even throughout the day. The challenge is not easy. It's why it's called a challenge. A time when I thought my age was taking over, it was just the reset I needed. Give it a try. 5 weeks could be a life changer. So that was so cool. And I'm so glad that she sent me this testimonial last year because she speaks to so much about the challenge and some of the other things that we incorporate and also the other added benefits like fat loss is awesome if that's what your goal is, but sleeping better is the best. So if that can be a result that you get from this challenge, then definitely. But if some of the things that she said or that I've been talking about are things that you really don't have knowledge of, such as calories, macros, targets, things like that, and just even understanding like why you need enough protein. And I will tell you that I would bet that 90% of you listening to this podcast are not eating enough protein, which is hindering your goals. Then you should probably do this challenge. So don't let another season slip by feeling frustrated. This is your chance to stop wishing and to start doing. The 5-week nutrition challenge is starting soon. It's starting October 20th. The value of finally having clarity is worth so much, but the program is a manageable $119 if you're not a member and a 25% discount, so $89 if you are a member. This time to take control of your plate is now. To sign up and get all the challenge details, you can go ahead and email elmhurst@w3body.com and we can get you signed up that way. Feel free to reach out to us as well on Instagram, W3body_Elmhurst or W3body_Berwin, and we can answer your questions too. Stop riding the diet roller coaster and secure your spot today. And I will say, ladies, that I do recommend that you do that. If you're interested, I would sign up sooner rather than later, just so we can get your body comp done and just get you ready to go. Let us know if you have questions. Thanks so much. Thanks for tuning in to Real Women, Real Results. If you loved this episode, be sure to follow the podcast and leave a review. It helps more women find these powerful stories. If you're local and want to join our gym, check out our 4-week trial. Head to train@w3body.com for more info. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, W3body_Berwin and W3body_Elmhurst for more strength, support, and community. See you next time.